Well, it may seem counterintuitive, but a new boxing program is pulling no punches when it comes to taking on Parkinson's disease. Some of the same moves that professional boxers are using to knock down their opponents in the ring are helping control some of the symptoms of this neurological disorder. So joining us to talk about that, we have two special guests with us, registered physiotherapist and founder of NeuroFit BC, Naomi Casiro, and one of her clients, Jim Smearden, is with us. Thanks very much for both of you for being here.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And Jim, you were diagnosed when you were 33. You're 42 now.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about this, obviously, with the death of Muhammad Ali and a lot of light being shone upon Parkinson's disease. So give everyone an idea of what it's like on a daily basis for you living with Parkinson's.
Daily basis, every day is a challenge. I mean, I didn't wear anything with buttons on today because I figured I'd probably be late for the segment, because buttons are just a minor thing for everybody else, but it's a huge problem for me.
Yeah.
But I still work full time and I try to make the best of it.
Yeah, and that's where you come in, and a lot of people might be thinking this, going, boxing. A lot of people blame, Muhammad Ali getting hit in the head so many times for what happened, but some of the things that you're teaching has nothing to do with punching other people. Explain to us a little bit about how this was developed.
Yeah, so there's a lot of research showing that exercise is a really fantastic way to help manage Parkinson's symptoms.
Right.
Boxing is one really great form of exercise that we can use to do that. So it's using goal-directed movements, targeting Parkinson's specific symptoms. We don't punch each other in the head.
Yeah.
We use focus mitts and boxing pads. So
right.
It's a little bit different, but we know that boxing can cause unfortunate problems if you're competitive and you're getting hit in the head, but it also can do really good things to manage Parkinson's symptoms if you're doing it right. So
we've seen someone who is suffering with Parkinson's, and he mentioned about how difficult it is to do with the buttons and things like that. So what does he think the connection is between the movements that you're showing? What makes it so unique and so for him to be able to do things like this? Yeah,
so the research shows that goal-directed movement and movement that creates neuroplastic change in the brain is what we're going for with Parkinson's. So we call it exercise for brain change. So actually doing things with our body that can create better neuro pathways in our brain to allow those movements to come out better.
Jim, do you feel, has it been a big difference in you?
Well, we were only just starting the boxing soon, but we've done a couple of different boxing type of exercises, and yeah, I mean, getting to punch things hard is really great, but also all the movements that Naomi teaches in her classes help with range of motion and confidence more than anything.
Yeah, Naomi, why don't you show us a little bit about what you've been teaching Jim, and sort of what the philosophy is behind it and what you're doing. So go ahead.
Sure. So Jim and I are going to do a few boxing moves for you today. We're going to warm up with a little twisting. Axial rotation is something that we start to lose in Parkinson's disease. So we're going to start back to back before we get punching, and we're just going to warm up our bodies by rotating a little bit. So Jim's going to turn backwards. He's going to punch the mitts this way. Good. And then we're going to twist the other way and do the same thing. So there we go. So it's a really great way to just start warming up that rotation. We know that posture and alignment are really, really challenging parts of Parkinson's disease, so we want to target those right away.
Right. So when he's twisting, you want to see what out of him?
So we want to see rotation coming from the trunk, and he's also getting rhythmical movement as we're doing this, which really drives the brain to manage those movement patterns better than they normally do. We get a lot of slow, discoordinated movement with Parkinson's.
Right.
So that's one of the things we're going for. So axial rotation is a big one, and coordinated movement. The next thing we're going to do is get some jabs and crosses in. So Jim's going to get a nice wide stance. That's really important for balance with Parkinson's disease. And weight shifting. So people have a lot of things like freezing and what we call festinating gait in Parkinson's. So they get stuck in a posture and they can't move. And you see that a lot. So weight shifting and actually getting transitional movements can really help this population to avoid freezing, move better, walk better, do the daily activities that maybe they haven't been able to do. So Jim's going to come across here. Good. And other side. Good. So let's see 3 of them, Jim. Good. Good. Cross. Jab. So as he's weight shifting in boxing, we know it looks like great normal boxing. He's getting weight shift through his legs. He's getting axial rotation. He's getting goal-directed movement as he's hitting the mitts. He's getting power, and he's gaining confidence. So.
Jim, were you nervous to begin this? Was it
about today or the boxing?
Well, not today. I mean, I understand, but just in general, were you concerned that you wouldn't be able to do it, or that it would be difficult for you?
No, I've been pretty excited about doing the boxing for a while now, ever since Naomi suggested it was an option.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, not nervous, excited more than anything.
And Naomi, can anyone suffering from Parkinson's do this? And where in the battle with Parkinson's is there a time that you can't do it anymore?
So we know through the research that the earlier you start, the better.
Yeah.
So anyone who's been diagnosed with Parkinson's needs to go see somebody who specializes in Parkinson-specific exercise as soon as possible.
Okay.
The research just shows that the earlier you start, the better change you get in the brain, and the more you can manage your symptoms and prevent disease progression or mitigate disease progression. So anyone can do it, really. We can modify it for all different stages of disease progression, but the earlier you start, the better. And I think it's a really good way for people to realize, that they don't have to underestimate themselves, that they can really do a lot of things that maybe they thought they couldn't.
Okay, we'll do one last quick one, and you want to do the running one? We'll do that
Jim's
first.
going to show us some
Okay. Take your gloves
agility
off for you.
movements.
Okay, so these are so explain this. What's the process behind this?
We do a lot of different activities in our classes, and
Yeah.
we're showing some of the equipment here. Jim's going to show us a little bit of figure eights around the cones.
Okay.
And again, we're targeting similar movements. We're targeting pattern movements, big long steps. We're getting weight transitions. We're going backwards, which is also a very challenging movement direction for people. Often people with Parkinson's tend to fall backwards.
Right.
So getting those movement patterns built in a more effective way can really help.
Okay, so while Jim's doing this, I'll ask you, Jim's a very willing participant, obviously. Do you have to sort of slow him down a little bit and some of the other patients that,
I try not to slow people down.
Yeah.
But you know what? We have a lot of really fabulous participants, and like I said, they learn not to underestimate themselves, which is great,
Yeah,
right?
amazing.
They gain confidence, and they realize that they actually can do a lot of things that maybe they thought they couldn't, and get back to a lot of activities they may have stopped for fear of falling or issues walking and things like that. So
is that the biggest problem? Is the fear in starting something like this? Is that what you have to overcome?
fear is a big one.
Yeah.
Getting people motivated and just realizing that it can really help them. People learn that Parkinson's is progressive, and
Right.
it's going to go downhill. But really, if you do these exercises and get involved in something that's Parkinson specific, you can really help manage those symptoms when they come up. So.
Well, that's great. Well, I really appreciate you both being here. Thank you very much. Good to meet you, and good luck with everything.
My
As
pleasure.
well. And if you want some more details, you've got a website that people can go to.
Yeah, so people can go to our website, which is www.neurofitbc.com.
Okay.
They can also go to the Parkinson Society of BC. They have a great list of all the classes, and they're a really, really great resource for people living with Parkinson's to get all the information that they need.
All right. Well, thank you both very much. I sure appreciate it. Thank you.